September the 4th. The 4th day in the month of September. Silksong's coming. And you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the real thing. September 4th, this year. This one. This year right here, 2025. And in case you didn't notice yet, that's 2 weeks away. And I think that's really important here, because we've gotten release windows. You know, it was 2022 when Xbox was like, it's coming this year. But I would say personally that only 2 weeks away, I'd say that's close enough that we know we can be reasonably certain that it's actually going to come out on that day. It's not going to get delayed between here and there. I think we're here. Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out on September 4th, and I cannot imagine the elation. Just the release, the pure catharsis Hollow Knight fans must be feeling right now. I mean, I can, as always. I've been in this situation before, many of us have. It's kind of just a thing with video games, having that game that you're waiting for, and it takes way, way, way too long. They must just be feeling so good, though. You know, like, that release date could have been for next year, or it could have been like a solid release date, but for like later in the year. But 2 weeks, like 2 weeks is going to go by like nothing. We're going to blink and it's going to be here, and people are going to be playing Hollow Knight Silksong. They gave us a new trailer, and I mean, what can I say? It looks amazing. It's Hollow Knight again, but probably even more of just, I don't know, it's just kind of looks a little bit nicer. It looks mostly the same, but just a little bit sharper. The art style, just a little bit more refined. Looks like a little bit more detail in the image. And just like the original, such a humongous amount of enemy variety, putting other Metroidvanias to shame. The trailer says over 200 different enemies. And yeah, even just in this very, very short trailer, we see so many basic enemies, so many different bosses. They look amazing. The ones in Hollow Knight were awesome, but like, yeah, it really is kicking things up a notch. Some of these bosses, I don't want to go back and like spoil them, but at least the glimpses that I got, the designs are just incredible. The animation is incredible. The moveset looks really good. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. Again, like, what can you say? It's Hollow Knight Silksong. It looks everything as good as I think we could reasonably expect it to. Looks really, really amazing. Watching that trailer, it's like, oh, I gotta go finish Hollow Knight now. I don't know where I'm gonna find the time, but I gotta, because like I want to play this one too, and it's great. And as promised by Jason Schreier, however you pronounce it, we also do now have the story. We've got the whole story. He has it over on Bloomberg. I'm going to reveal my ignorance here. I don't quite know how Bloomberg works. In my mind, if I had a real scoop, if I was a famous game developer, I had a real scoop, I don't see the point of giving that scoop to a site with a paywall. You can't read the Bloomberg article without paying. I don't understand that. I don't know who among us in the gaming sphere are paying to read articles when all of that information is just immediately disseminated to all the other free outlets. Do they get paid? Does Bloomberg pay for exclusive scoops? I don't know. Really doesn't matter. That's beside the point. Point is, if you want to read the entire story, I guess you have to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it. Sorry, Jason Schreier. You do great work, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry. But we have it now. You know, all the other news outlets, they all read it, and now they have all the information. And the gist of it is, you want to know why Hollow Knight Silksong took so long to make? Because it just kind of did. It just kind of did. The pandemic probably didn't help. That probably slowed things down like a little bit. But there's no secret reason. We like assumed that there had to be some kind of problem somewhere along the line. Apparently there wasn't. There were no problems. If anything, it's the opposite problem. it's that things went too well. They went really well. They were enjoying the process of making this game so much that it was just kind of hard to stop. You know, the artist talks about how they would just draw, and everything that they drew, they felt like they wanted to include, and they were like, I gotta stop. This game is gonna take 15 years to make if I don't stop. Like, they all were just so bursting with ideas, and they weren't really feeling this like, oh, we gotta get it done. We got like this stress to get it done because of all the pressure. They were just cool as a cucumber about it, and I can really appreciate that, because you easily, like, that's a stressful situation. They have a small team, and they did not want to expand the team. They could have. They absolutely could have, but they didn't want to. They wanted to stick with what they knew and stick with just themselves, the pre-established team, and keep doing what they did for the original. So, like, at every opportunity, they rejected the pressure to do more and do it faster and to deliver to the fans. They just stayed enjoying the process. And, like, yeah, it's upsetting that it took this long, but, like, I gotta respect it. I gotta respect that process. Indie development can be so, game development obviously, but like we've seen so many studios succumb to these pressures and these internal issues, and it's just, it can be such a complicated and messy process. And they just didn't give in to any of that. They just didn't. I think it's just so, I don't know. I respect it. I really do. It's very commendable. Now, I mean, one could argue that it would have been nice if they had given a few more updates. A lot of the problem, a lot of what made the fans so just ravenous and just losing their minds was like, it was because of the promises and the release windows that were not met, and then just like radio silence. And they explained it that they felt like if they kept giving updates about the game, that would kind of just kind of make everybody kind of tired of it, like before it even came out. It would just, and I do get that. You share too many updates and we see too much footage, and then it's like, okay, but you shared all that footage and it's still been so many years. I understand where they're coming from. I think they could have hit a happier medium. I think just a few more updates, even vague ones, would have been nice. And, you know, they said each time they updated, they would have just said, we're still working on it. And that's true, but maybe we did just need a few more of those. And they mentioned the reason why we kept getting these like release windows and being like, oh, it's definitely coming this year, is because they just kept thinking that was the case. Each time they said it, they thought, like in 2022, when Xbox said it was coming this year, they thought that. So like each year they went, they thought, surely we only have another year to do. And it just kept happening. It just kept happening. And I guess I can see it. With such a small team working on such a big game, if it's anything big, anything close to as big as the original Hollow Knight, then like, yeah, it's a really big game. And it's probably even bigger, and it's probably even got more going for it. So it's just a long process. It's a lot to do. It's a lot of work for just a small handful of people. So yeah, I think they maybe could have done a little tiny bit more, but at the same time, they did what they had to do to keep things healthy and deliver us the game. And yeah, of course, you know, you gotta note, Hollow Knight, the original, has sold 15 million copies by now. So like, even considering how steeply the game has been discounted, I remember getting it for like $10. Even considering that, like, that's still, it's a lot of money. It's a tremendous amount of money. It's probably enough to float the whole team for the rest of their lives. They can take as long as they want, and they know that when this game comes out, it's gonna sell. If it sells half as much, they're still like rich. Yeah, the word is rich. They're very, very, very well off. So yeah, I don't know. I can see it, and I suppose in the end it is for the best. But there you go. The wait is finally over. It finally is. 2 weeks. 2 little tiny weeks. And people will be, presumably many millions of people will be playing Hollow Knight Silksong. And I'm sure it's going to be very Very, very good. Congratulations to the team. Really and truly. Just congratulations to the team making this game. You done real good.